And welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Bros. This is Big Baby Ben.
Judas Black.
I'm Dylan.
All right, Dylan from Last Week in Wrestling. Let's
I'm
get
Dylan.
it right. Got our special guest here with us as we talk 5 top rivalries in wrestling that had an impact on wrestling. And also, we're going to be talking about CM Punk return, Randy Orton's return, and let's not forget our truth popping out from behind the couch.
Best return of the night.
Yeah.
Him eating potato chips, 100% Triple H is right. Best return of the night.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding this correct, Big Baby, we're talking about top 5 rivalries. We each needed to come up with some rivalries that we felt had an impact, correct?
Yeah, that'd be great. I prepared 5 myself. But if you guys want to pitch in with some of your favorite rivalries of wrestling, please do.
All right. So let's go ahead and kick this off.
Well, first we're going to get started with the big news that's breaking the internet. I mean, exploding the internet. Let's be serious. CM Punk showing up in Chicago. Last Week in Wrestling podcast. Dylan, how do you feel about that, brother?
I'm cracking up a Coca-Cola for that one. Where to begin? Okay, so Christ. Well, of course, if everybody's seen the TikTok, I kind of said a lot of the stuff and whatnot about how I feel with this return with Punk. I'm willing to die on the hill. I'm willing to be the only one that's going to say he is not happy at all in the slightest about this return. And many people say you got to look at it as a business decision. You got to look at it as he just got signed for the money, that, that's the reason for him coming back. And to be honest, that's not a good reason.
Yeah,
it's not.
No.
Like, let's just quickly go down memory lane with Punk. When Punk was in the WWE, 100% was the top wrestler and got gypped out of opportunities to prove that he was the top wrestler, especially at WrestleMania. 100%. I totally agree with him. He continuously performed and was the attraction for WWE. People wanted to see CM Punk. They wanted the ice cream bars. They loved the music change. They loved him as a professional wrestler. And that's 100% facts. And it's facts, and it's always going to be facts. Then it became a little bit more personal for him with not getting that push to the top.
Yep.
And it then became his ego was the thing that was putting him over with a lot of fans. Now, many fans saw this happening and kind of started leaving that CM Punk ship. Many stayed and said, he's still right. Even if you were still right with what was going on, which we all knew, we all saw, the way he handled it was not professional. And because of that, he was served his termination papers on probably one of the worst days to get told you're fired, which was on his wedding day.
Yeah.
So he leaves. He goes to the UFC. He tries that. He tries some acting. He tries some movies. He tries a whole bunch of different other things, but nothing's really clicking for CM Punk. The fans are still there. People love him. People are dying for him. They love him to death. And I was too. I said, all right, maybe he'll try something else. Maybe he'll try this. Maybe he'll try that. Then he comes to AEW. I, as a fan of Punk at the time, was so excited for his return. Back at wrestling. Back in his favorite place he wants to be in. Working with brand new talent that haven't been able to work with another legendary superstar than himself. Somebody that can give them insights on how this business works inside and out. A true masterclass guy of the professional wrestling world. By far. I don't think there's an argument here so far.
Yeah.
No.
Then you get to the Double or Nothing incident. where he starts bashing the company live in a press conference with thousands and thousands of people watching and in attendance. Everybody remembers it. Everybody remembers the muffin. Everybody remembers him talking about Colt Cabana, talking about Kenny, talking about EVPs, talking about everybody. Everybody remembers also him going into the back and attacking Kenny and the EVPs.
Yep.
Everybody remembers that. Right now, maybe they don't remember that because we should let it go. It's been so long. Why do you got to hold it against them? It's what happened. You can't erase the past. Especially if you're a businessman citing somebody, you can't erase bad behavior.
No.
You can work on it, fix it, apologize, grow up, and move on.
Yep.
Absolutely. So what happens? He leaves. They're in the process of making a new show, is told, and it works out maybe for the benefit of the fact that now he has his own show to be on, which majority of the superstars on Dynamite cannot go to Collision, nor Punk to Collision to Dynamite because of the bad feud between them. What happens next? We give him a title to walk around and parade the building. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. No one's beaten me. I've never really lost. Okay, great. What happens at All In? Tries to give advice to Jungle Boy. Now, Jungle Boy's in the wrong. He should have listened. He should have just told him, I appreciate it. No thanks. I still want to do it this way. Punk should have been an adult and said, fine. You want to go out there and you want to get hurt. You want to get injured. You want to have a time to leave for whatever reason. Okay, fine. But don't come crying back to me when you know I'm right on this situation. What does he do instead? What does the both of them do instead? Because they're both at fault on this one.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy says, real glass, fuck off, or whatever. Does the move. Punk goes in the back to him and starts yelling at him, which then gets into an altercation, which then has Punk assault Jungle Boy.
Yep.
Where Samoa Joe has to pull him off of Jungle Boy. Then Tony's there, and what happens? He lunges at Tony to try to attack him. The guy that took a chance on him, the guy that signed him back, the guy that gave him a title, the guy that gave him a show, the guy that gave him his second and third chance in professional wrestling. He then attacks 5 months ago. Same year. We're still in the same year that Punk did this.
Yep.
To now have him come back to where it all began for a 3-year deal is baffling. To have Triple H come out and go, it's been 10 years. People change. No, he hasn't.
He hasn't had
In the
enough time
past
to change.
year and a half, he's still caused mayhem. Now, you could say, well, AEW has poor people working their management. AEW doesn't have legit team. AEW this, AEW that. And you might be right on all of those fronts. 100%. You might be right on all of those fronts. But at the same time, these are grown-ass men.
Yep.
If you're telling me the time that you spent away, you didn't sit there and go, I should maybe handle my shit better. I should be the bigger man. If given the opportunity, I'm going to be the bigger man.
Absolutely.
Now we give you the opportunity, be the bigger man. Prove to us what happened was just what happened prior. Poor booking, poor creative, people didn't like you in the back, wrestlers, management, creative, whatever. That it was just a terrible time for you in WWE. Nobody would be talking. We would all be sitting here going, we're so happy. We're so happy. We'd be joining the parade of CM Punk fans.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so happy he's back. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm not. I'm not at all happy about this.
No.
I am not at all happy about this. Then we hear Triple H go, oh, people change. No, he hasn't. 5 months ago, he tried taking out the CEO of the company and was left stranded in London because Tony didn't want to fly him back because of what he did. Finally, Tony, having a sack, making an actual judgment call, a business call, and playing the same game that Punk's been playing. Punk's ego will continuously get in the way of his success.
Yep.
His narcissism and hypocrite behavior will continue to make him fail. Now, again, I'm probably the only one in the world that's going to die on this hill of fuck CM Punk. That's fine. But fuck the guy. There's nothing about this comeback that's exciting. We watched Seth already bash him prior when he was away the first time in AEW. Call him a cancer.
Yep.
A cancer. Philly boy, Phil. Cancer, stay away. Don't ever come back. Now, you're telling me if I was Seth Rollins and let's say I was told, by the way, Punk's coming back tonight. Oh, he is. Guess what? I'm not going to be here no more. Here's your belt. I'm out. You know I don't like him. How dare you go ahead and have the dollar bill matter more to you than us who are making you that dollar bill?
Yep.
How dare you? Here's your belt. I'm out. I'm sitting home. Goodbye. And if he didn't know and that was real, there ain't no chance in hell. No chance in hell. Seth's going to work with him.
Mm-mm.
And if they make him work with him, WWE needs a new set of people. The fact that they care about the money more for a situation like this with a man that just 5 months ago tried attacking the owner of the company he was with prior, bashing the company on social media, bashing the WWE, mind you, at the same time, being a hypocrite while he was away from the WWE for 10 plus years, calling it a 2-for-1 special during that MJF battle.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to remember that incident, right?
Oh, I remember that incident.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to bring up the fact that he called it that. Nobody wants to remember the fact that he continuously bashed WWE on live television on both Collision and Dynamite. But none of the fans would remember that. They only want us to forgive and forget. That's funny. That's funny to me. Absolutely, that's funny to me. I don't find it funny at all. If I was a part of creative or had any type of ruling with this, I would tell you I would quit before you fucking sign him. He's not worth $1 to WWE. He's not worth one of the guys that folds the t-shirts in the concession stands. He's not worth $1 for a trainer position, an announcer position. He's not even qualified, in my opinion, to be a fucking announcer to announce the superstars coming out. This guy is going to last 8 months. 8 months. If longer, I'll be fucking shocked. But there's going to be a day, and I know it now, and I feel we all know it, where he's not going to get what he wants, and maybe he'll let it go this time and be like, okay, fine. Then he'll bring it up 2-3 months down the road. Hey, listen, wondering if I could, yada, yada. No, right now we still got this creative look for such and such. Well, what about me? Well, what about you? You got such and such going on right now. You just came back. Like, we're still trying to figure out exactly your direction. Well, I already have a direction. I want to be such and such champion. Yeah, well, we already had a vision for Seth, etc. Well, fuck that. Let me be your vision now. No, it's not fuck that. It's fuck you, actually, because we're not going to change the vision because now you want to be on top.
Yep.
And he's going to come out there maybe with his megaphone again and talk a whole bunch of shit and be the problem again. And then watch all the CM Punk fans then go, oh my God, why? Why is he here? I don't understand. I thought 5 months would have changed him. 10 years away would have changed him. Funny. Real fucking funny now. Real fucking funny now with egg on your face. Real funny now when he can't work with any of the superstars there. Real funny now.
Yep.
Real funny now. I guarantee you Seth's not willing to lose to Punk in any way, shape, and form. In any way, shape, and form.
Neither is Cody.
Nope.
Yeah. And Cody, fuck him at the same time right now. Because he's like, oh, he's hungry. This is the Punk that's hungry and wants to work with others and all this hoopla. Did everybody not watch All In? Was none of WWE allowed to watch All In or be on social media that whole week? Did everybody not read a newspaper or a fucking article on the internet that week? Those 2 weeks, that month, that 2 months that we were talking about it? You're telling me the whole summer went by, no one heard about Punk going after his own staff again? And Tony Khan? Nobody? Oh, okay, wow. I mean, that's great.
I mean, I've heard about it.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Good job.
Yeah, bringing back somebody that all they want to do is fight with people and they can't get over their own ego and just accept the fact that not just them, but everybody deserves an opportunity. And that's just not good for business at all. I mean, if he has changed,
Bullshit.
somehow magically, then good for him. But I don't know.
I changed my clothes more than he changes his attitude.
I mean, he was grinning at the guys last night that were pissed off because he was there. Like, he thought he was being a smart ass. He thought he was being funny. Like Seth Rollins is pointing in, and I guess they said Seth flipped him off, and Drew McIntyre stormed backstage, pissed off, and even Rhea Ripley. I watched the video of Rhea's like, oh, great.
Drew walked off prior to Punk's come out because he was pissed on how it ended. So Drew walking off has nothing to do with Punk, which is fine. That's good. I hope he doesn't want to be affiliated, but he has nothing to do with Punk's coming out. Seth does. Michael Cole had to hold him back. Okay? Referees and Corey Graves had to hold him back. Cody Rhodes had to hold him back. Sami Zayn had to talk to him and tell him, just let it go for a sec. Just let it happen. Let it happen. We'll go backstage and figure it out. Seth's furious. If I was Seth, I want answers. And if Triple H told me, yeah, he's here. Okay. Here's your belt. I'm out. I wouldn't even consider working in the same company for him. I wouldn't.
No.
No way. And the fact that Triple H sat up there and said people can change in 10 years, he didn't change because a year and a half he caused terror. Just 5 months ago, he caused terror. But he changed. Bullshit. And you have Cody going up there saying the same thing. Oh, he's a new Punk. He's hungry. He's ready to work with others. Guess what? That's what he said. That's what Punk said when he came out the first time to AEW. I'm hungry. I'm ready to work with new talent, fresh talent. So I don't know what's going on back there. I don't work for the WWE, because if I did, I wouldn't have passed this shit. People are saying it was Nick Khan's decision. People are saying it's Triple H's decision. People are saying it's both of their decisions. People are saying that TKO had nothing to do with this. People are saying TKO does have something to do with this. I don't know all of that. I don't believe all of that. I take all of that with a grain of salt. When I am watching with my eyes, as a fan, as a content creator, as a person that loves this business and loves what direction that it can do and what it brings to people like myself, to others who want to just have 3 hours or 2 hours a week to not think about the regular bullshit of our lives that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, this wasn't it. But people are going to sit there and say, Survivor Series was an amazing show. Oh my God, how could you not have liked the show from beginning to end? And then, of course, Punk. Well, what about Randy? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Randy was supposed to come out, and he did. He wrestled for 10 minutes, and that's all they gave him. They gave him a 10-minute spot to do some crazy-ass RKO, which shout out to Randy. He looked amazing.
Yeah.
So happy he's back. I'm happy he's healthy. I'm happy he's ready to work again. I'm happy that all of this is happening for him. I really am. But after his win, you overshadow that with this? Just because we're in Chicago? Lasagna pizza of the world? Like that's what we're happy with? This was your best. This was what Triple H produced, by the way. Triple H was in charge of the last hour of Survivor Series. So during Punk's return, Triple H was in control. Funny. I find that funny. I find that very funny. There is nothing about this that's exciting. I'm not even watching tomorrow. I don't give a shit that he's coming out tomorrow and starting the show off. I don't give a fuck what he has to do with the WWE. Does that mean now I'm not going to watch the WWE anymore? No. Still going to watch. I have still love for this product, no matter if they choose to do good to us as fans or not. I still watch this product.
Yep.
But I'm not going to indulge in this excitement of Punk's return. And then, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Jade's not coming until Royal Rumble.
I know, that's insane because Jade already signed with the company.
Jade's signed with the company, has been on Fastlane, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. And then Triple H has the goal to say, well, she's not 100% ready to be where we would want her to be. She doesn't have everything just adjusted because we want her, when she finally gets out there, to hit a home run and knock it out of the park. So you're telling me all this time and showboating her around, she still hasn't met to WWE standards? Why aren't we giving her NXT time then? Why isn't she an NXT superstar right now?
Absolutely. Get her
She
trained
should
up,
be
get her ready.
on NXT, working out this ring rust, working with other women, having other women from Raw and SmackDown coming down, because guess what? That's what's been happening anyway. And working with Jade on a promo, on character building, on whatever.
Yeah.
Get her in the ring with somebody before the Rumble. Start getting this ring rust off of her before the Rumble. Because if you're telling me that now I have to wait till January 27th of next year for her to finally do something in that godforsaken ring after all of this time has passed, you guys have absolutely dropped the ball.
Thanks.
Don't
Absolutely.
sign somebody for millions of dollars
Millions.
to showcase her around. Look who we got. Look who we got. We got AEW's ex-top star of the women's division. Look what we got. Look what we got. Oh, but she's not wrestling this week. She's not wrestling this month. She's not wrestling this month. But she'll be on Fastlane, and she'll be on Raw, and she'll be on SmackDown, and she'll be on NXT. But she's not wrestling. No. She's not ready. She's not ready. It's 2024 in less than 30 days. Santa is coming down my Christmas tree in about 3 weeks. You're telling me Santa is going to come and I'm going to see his fat ass before fucking Jade Cargill in a wrestling ring?
Yeah, probably.
Is that really what you're telling me? You're
Honestly.
telling me that.
Yeah.
You're telling me I have to wait till the end of January to watch her come out at some godforsaken number to then have a feud that we've been waiting to see anyway. Now watch, and I'll say it here, and I'll say it everywhere I go. If she still doesn't perform well, even after all of this time, 6 months and she's on the shelf.
Back in catering.
6 months.
Yeah.
I'll give her 8. 6 months and she's on the shelf. You have plenty of time. You have all this fucking time in the world. All this time. Thanksgiving's passed. Christmas is around the corner. New Year's is coming up after. Royal Rumble ends January. Elimination Chamber starts February. Where's Jade? Where's Jade? Where's Jade Cargill?
What's going to be even more irritating is if, you got all these women competing and doing their thing and performing and proving themselves, and then they give the Rumble to Jade Cargill. Like,
if they give the fucking Rumble to Jade Cargill after all of this malarkey that has been going on, there's no hope. There's a trained banana head working creative back there. 100%. Some crackhead is just losing his mind writing out wild scripts, and fucking Nick Khan and Papa H are just eating it up. Seriously. Like, if you're going to tell me...
It goes back, you guys know I'm a Roman Reigns fan, but it goes to say, somebody...
And Roman's not at the Rumble.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's got to be losing their mind or something back there, just not doing shit right, because you got all these guys, Gunther, Roman Reigns, doing these long stretches, and we're not getting anything new. It's just the same thing week in, week out, week in, week out. It's not there's no change up. Weren't we supposed to have a better product with Triple H and TKO? I mean, it's not getting better.
I tell you now, if Gunther doesn't lose the belt, and I was talking to Ben before this, if Gunther doesn't lose the belt before Berlin and have an actual opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
The man is money.
If the guy has to face Brock Lesnar for an Intercontinental Championship and then lose it to Brock Lesnar, a crackhead's running WWE. I'd rather Vince McMahon back. If this is the creative we're looking at, I'd rather have the sex charges Vince McMahon back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because at least with him, we know he's out of his mind. With Triple H, we feel that he's in control. But he would just be going bonkers. Going bonkers. To just throw opportunities away like that. Watch. I hope I'm wrong. I pray to God that I am wrong and I die on this hill a miserable, lonely ass person. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I'm telling you right now, from a logical standpoint, from what I've been watching, these pay-per-views have been booty cheeks. Great soggy flapjack with no seasoning. And it is sad to see that. This is a billion-dollar company that is just, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Wrestling Bish 29 says, "Preach it, Dylan, preach it."
Yeah, I don't know. And AEW is not any better. Like, I hope everybody realizes, like, I'm not going to turn around and be like, AEW is the best. AEW is so far gone. Tony's probably writing his next 4 tweets about WWE as we speak. So AEW has absolutely no bearing of any accomplishment right now or any standing of excitement either, except for this G1 Classic. That's it. Like, they have some very interesting stories going on. They got this G1 Classic happening. They're coming to the greatest island of all, Long Island, right here where your boy's at. And that's it. That's all they got. You know. So AEW's not any better. AEW's not any better. WWE is kind of, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. Wow, Women of Wrestling's really good. You know what I mean? You do got other shows like Impact's coming up now. We got fucking NWA coming up. Ohio Valley Wrestling that's happening. What you guys are doing at AWH, like, there's a whole lot better other content out there. If you're not happy with what WWE and AEW are doing,
not to interrupt you, but it's HAW.
HAW, sorry. Like that, like, there's so much more better content out there of just good wrestling that you can watch if you are not happy with either WWE or AEW.
CSW up in Chicago.
CSW, MLW in Florida, Creative Pro here in Long Island,
PWE,
House of Glory. Like, there's so much great wrestling out there that's not mainstreamed. You could still watch and enjoy yourself. First Wrestling Pro, Time Bomb, Pro Wrestling. There's so much good shit.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. Well, Ring of Honor. Yeah, I'll give it to Ring of Honor, but Ronda, I don't know. Ring of Honor. So that's, But yeah, I'm sorry. I took up like 30 minutes of your fucking show right there. But like,
we're here to talk wrestling, brother.
I know, but it's just like, I stayed awake last night. I ain't gonna shit. Like, I literally was up till 4 a.m. I watched the press conference twice. I just watched all the comments on my TikTok come in bashing me, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it, because if everything I said does come true with him, the video that I'm going to make is just going to be a video of all the screenshots of how I was wrong, and then the last part of that video is going to be me laughing, saying, "I hope you enjoy it now." That's it. That's it. Because I don't want to hear a word. Oh, well, he just had a bad day, or maybe he and AJ just had a fight. I don't want to hear none of that shit. All right. He did it in WWE once. He left. He went to AEW. Did it twice there. Came back to WWE. Did it again. Where's he going? Where's he gonna go? TNA? They can't hire him. They don't have the money for him. Okay. Ring of Honor? Maybe. Like, good luck. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's my take.
Again, I'm sorry. Have enough content for time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, listen. I could go on about Ronda next. I mean, honestly, but I know we have a whole lot more of a show to do. So, I apologize for taking up 30-ish minutes of your time, just ranting about Pepsi Phil and everything.
So we got feuds that impact the wrestling world. Feuds that made you sit on the edge of your couch and go, holy shit, or oh my God, or what the fuck did I just watch?
Yep.
So I'm going to start out with mine. You know, one that was for me that was major was John Cena versus CM Punk.
You're going to get him going for another
And
30 minutes.
let me explain why. Let me explain why.
He laughed.
Let me explain why. The promos to that rivalry, building up to the matches, you can cut the tension with the knife. You got people power out there in the middle of it. You got Triple H out there. You got CM Punk. You got Vince McMahon. You got John Cena. You got all these huge promos taking place, and it was real.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real feud. These two gentlemen did not like each other. He did not like Vince. He did not like Hunter. He did not like John Laurinaitis. All the hatred that he was speaking was real. And that's what makes me want to tune into wrestling, when shit gets real. And shit got real there, in my opinion. CM Punk left with the belt, came back, blew a kiss like he said he would.
The famous kiss to Vince McMahon.
Punk left in 2014, and him and Cena weren't done yet. It was still kind of going. So in my opinion, it never ended, and I hope Cena comes back and maybe we get it again.
No, so I don't know about Cena coming back. I mean, I love the guy, but man, he looked like he was having a rough time just this last time,
bro. And then the interview that Cena gave, my body's tired, and I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Me too. I'm tired. I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Oh, man.
Oh, so Judas, do you have a rivalry that really made you love wrestling?
Yeah. Triple H versus Randy Orton.
That was a good one.
They had several matches, but it also spilled out into, the public even, to where it even ended up in their own homes. Triple H assaulting Randy in his home, Randy assaulting Triple H. Just one of those rivalries that if they were able to still do it today, we would love to see it, because those two just know each other, the chemistry, the ins and outs. They just know how to deliver a good match and a good product, And speaking of Randy Orton returning last night, it just felt good to see that RKO, especially that one off the top of the cage.
That was great.
Was just amazing. So, yeah, Triple H versus Randy Orton. What about you, Dylan?
Eddie and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Ooh, great one.
That's, I think, the best. In my opinion, it holds so much weight into the wrestling world, because it was a true story for Eddie and his battles with addiction. He was fired and he had to work his way back. He worked with Punk and Rey Mysterio in Ring of Honor at one point in his comeback tour, coming back into New Japan, as well as then coming finally back into WWE. And of course, being the poster for No Way Out at that stadium to wrestle Brock Lesnar, and Brock, of course, bringing up his addiction and stuff like that. But Eddie's promo that he cut on Brock actually made Brock cry in the ring.
Yep.
Like actual tears, because it was so heartfelt. It was so meaningful, and it was so important to see what addiction can do to somebody, even if they're at the top of their game, as Eddie was. I mean, Eddie was an intercontinental champion, a European champion, fucking cruiserweight champion.
Tag team champion with Chavo.
Tag team champion with Chavo. Like, he was everything. And United States champion. He was everything. He made SmackDown the brand. He made SmackDown
all the way through.
Yep. He made SmackDown the brand to watch every Friday. He made wrestling exciting. Him and Batista in the back with their little promos when Eddie's trying to eat. or whatever. Batista stealing his food and shit like that. Like it was just, it was great. It was great to see. Like every time I see Eddie on TV, nothing else exists. But yeah, no, I would say for me, 1 out of the 5 would have to be Brock and Eddie. Has to be number 1 for me. Always is, always will be.
All right, and Wrestling Bitch 29, she commented, she said Edge and Matt Hardy with Lita.
That was
That
on
was
my
real.
list.
That was real.
That
was fucking real.
For
Like,
it up.
she and Edge cheated. Lita, cheetah. You know what I mean? She cheetah. And yeah, man, Matt wanted Edge's head. Matt wanted Edge's head, like for real.
That was
I'm
a
happy they
great
can make up.
rivalry.
That iconic promo when Matt Hardy came out from the crowd and he was saying, "Lita, you whore, Edge." Yeah, and security grabbed him and they was dragging him out of the building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, so yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
So take a brief second here, Judas. Analysts down right now. Shout out to my analyst Troy Black. But HAW show December 9th. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, December 9th. They're gonna be over at the Nerd Speak Brewery. If I'm correct, I believe the doors open at 6, show starts at 7. It's called the Brewery Brawl. It's also the chance for people to donate toys for Toys for Tots. If you're able to donate a toy, that will pay for your entrance into the show. So it's definitely going to be a great time. These guys, they lay it all on the line when they perform. You know, I leave there feeling like I was just at a WWE show, like just a top performing show, a top performing company. They just know what to do, and they get some great talent in there. So definitely check them out. You know, it's $12 for adults, $5 for kids. And like I said, if you donate a toy, then you don't have to worry about paying for your admission. You get in for free. So come check it out. We'll be there. Huh?
What's the place?
It's called the Nerd Speak Brewery over in Bettendorf.
Nerds Speak Brewery?
Yep, small little brewery. It also helps get them some attention because not many people know they're out there. So it's going to be a great time and a chance for you to kind of check out a small business. And if you like a little bit of alcohol on your entertainment time, then you can.
Didn't you say you had a cheesecake beer?
Yeah,
cheesecake beer.
It's cheesecake and something. I think like cheesecake and cherry or something like that. It's really good. It's very interesting. The brew is. They have their own specific line. Like you can't go anywhere else and get these flavors. So it's definitely worth the time. Come check them out.
And that moves into my next pick. It was John Cena versus Edge.
Yes, I was gonna say that one. Yep.
With the TLC match they had, you know, in Toronto.
Table. Oh my god.
The last man standing match. And let's not forget, Edge was the top heel after this little feud for 3 years. He was the man. He was the rated R superstar. He was the dirtiest man in the business. And he
the title in the bay.
Yeah, an obsession over the world title during this time. And you know, Edge really needed Cena at that time frame just as much as John needed Edge.
Yep.
You needed a heel, you needed a baby face. Well, you got John, you got the baby face, and then you got this asshole over here, Edge, the rated R superstar. I love the guy, but at that time frame, he was a dickhead.
That's fair.
Which is what I liked about it.
Yep. So it was a perfect rivalry. You know, the perfect heel, the perfect baby face. Amazing matches, amazing promos. Taking it outside of the wrestling ring and just giving the fans exactly what they wanted. It's something that WWE needs to work on in current days, you know, building these better feuds like this to where it seems legit when it comes down to time for the match.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Dylan?
Good question. Well, Wrestling Bish kind of took my other one, but I'm gonna say Undertaker and Kane.
That's a good one.
There you
Yeah, because that stemmed from 97 to 2000 roughly. 99, 2000 era. Of course, then we got the American Badass.
The best taker.
Yeah, with Undertaker, Limp Bizkit, iconic. I liked the Undertaker theme at this point as well still. But yeah, Undertaker and Kane, and I'd say the reason why would be because it's brother v brother, which is a very simple answer, but I think it was the fact that the storytelling and having Paul Bearer be one of the surprises of being the stepfather or father, I should say, of Kane really made it more interesting. And also the person that watched his son get burned alive in the fire. It's like, it's such a weird fucking twist. And of course, we had one of the craziest matches of all, the Inferno match at Unforgiven. Like that, it was truly just a wild scene. So yeah, Undertaker and Kane for me has to be up there as one of the ones that you got to watch, and why wrestling's the BEST, as Bianca Belair would say.
Judas?
John Cena and The Rock, talking about time frames, kind of extending over a period of time. These two did not like each other in real life. Like, they just absolutely did not like each other. You know, and it extended over a 2-year time frame because it built up to the first WrestleMania and then into the second time frame of the WrestleMania, where, you know, The Rock beat John Cena because John Cena was being cocky and just didn't think The Rock could beat him because he'd been out for so long, and then getting his ass whipped at WrestleMania, and then had to come back the second year to be able to prove to the people that he still had what it takes, and puts down Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So yeah, that was definitely a good feud for me. I enjoyed it. Talking about the Fruity Pebbles, because he wore all the different color T-shirts, and
we did get some good songs out of Dwayne, though. We got some good songs out of Dwayne. You know, we got Johnny Cena Went to Town. We also got him singing in the middle of the ring with a guitar. So I guess there was some light at the end of that weird tunnel that we got out of Dwayne.
Respect, mister.
Yeah.
But
that's a good one. That's a good one.
The way they were able, The Rock, you know, was busy at the time with movies, but him coming on social media with these promos, man, it was real. And, you know, that was on my list, Judas.
You're telling me that you watched The Tooth Fairy and went, this was the greatest Rock movie of all time?
No.
Or Journey to the Center of the Earth?
I'm not saying that's his greatest.
I would say Rock's best movies,
but he got paid.
On a tangent, was The Rundown, was really good.
Yep.
Hold on, now I gotta Google The Rock's movies. All right, you guys continue on. Let me Google The Rock's movies.
A Rock movie for me is Rampage, the one with the big gorilla.
Oh God!
Terrible
fucking choice.
I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan.
San Andreas. That was a good one.
Rock had some good ones.
Yes.
Scorpion King.
That was good. I started him.
Yep.
Brandon Fraser got him that role.
Yep, and I liked seeing The Rock in the Fast and the Furious films. I honestly feel like he did pretty good in those, with the fight scenes and building up the rivalry between him and Dom, and you know, I felt that those were good. So
the feud was so real that The Rock couldn't even work on set with John Cena.
Yeah, they never appear in the same Fast and Furious movies.
Nope.
They killed John Cena off at the end of Fast 10, and now The Rock is returning for the second half.
They can't work together.
Nope.
Walking Tall. That was a great one. There's 3 great movies from The Rock. Be Cool, he had a good cameo in. I liked him in that. And Gridiron Gang. All right, so Rock's had like 5 good movies. Gridiron Gang, Be Cool, Walking Tall, The Rundown, and Scorpion King. Honestly, I think if you want to watch The Rock in movies, those are the ones to see.
You want to go watch
Not the Tooth
Baywatch?
Fairy. What?
You don't want to go watch Baywatch with Zac Efron?
Are you kidding?
Yes, I'm
You
kidding.
kidding? I'd rather watch the Tooth Fairy backwards with
You want a
fucking
kid-friendly
Japanese
movie?
subtitles.
If you want to see a kid-friendly movie good for a family night, watch the Tooth.
Yeah, no, Tooth Fairy. Yeah, watch Baywatch with your children. Yeah, and really enjoy that movie.
San Andreas.
Sit there with your big bowl of popcorn and go, oh, this is what cinematography is all about. You know, like really get in there.
Oh man.
So speaking about The Rock, one of my other feuds that I really enjoyed was The Rock versus Stone Cold.
There you
Well,
go.
that's a classic.
3 WrestleMania matches. Stone Cold won 2. The Rock won the last one when they faced off.
Yep.
Man, the promos behind these guys and the matches and the chemistry that they had was insane crazy. Probably one of the best chemistries I've ever seen.
I'll tell you now, The Rock did the best impression of Stone Cold Steve Austin when he said that I'm going to get in my pickup truck, listen to some Backstreet Boys, drink some beer Weisers. It's probably the best promo from The Rock about Stone Cold Steve Austin in that whole thing. Because he also made fun of Rikishi. I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. Or The Undertaker, who's in the big slow, as he called him. You know. I fucking did that shit. That was funny.
Let's not forget The Rock's interviews with Jonathan the Coachman.
Yeah, those were always great with Michael Cole.
Yeah.
No, Rock was the best entertainer. Rock and Stone Cold was the best entertainers
of all time.
By far, yeah. Like truly the funniest people. You know, Stone Cold, oh, what do you think? I'm gonna lose to The Rock? Not happening. What the fuck? Yeah,
so we got.
That's a good pick. I think it's back to Judas now. But yeah, go ahead.
We got a fan pick here. We got 2 of them. We got Undertaker and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
that was good.
And we got when the Shield.
Undertaker, I would say Brock and Kurt was more exciting.
And then when the Shield broke up this last time, that the feud it created was great.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
Shield members, yeah. Okay. You know, how about Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant?
Oh, man. Iconic. I was still on my dad's nuts.
Quite a ways. Wasn't
Hulk Hogan still on my dad's nuts, too.
Hulk Hogan was one of the first ones to pick up the Andre the Giant, wasn't he? And slam him?
Yeah, he's the only one.
That was definitely a world-shattering, shaking experience.
It would rattle my bones. You know?
Absolutely.
Because that man could party. You guys think I could party?
No, he wasn't the quickest in the ring, but man, when he struck your ass, man, you're down for a second.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. And you better sell it, too, because that man's a giant. You better sell that shit. If that man hits you in the head one time and just grabs you and tomahawks you, that's a match. You better sell that shit.
Yep. Or even Undertaker versus Mick Foley.
That's my favorite one of all time.
You know, Undertaker even said that Mick Foley was one of the very few people in the ring that just kind of shook him a little bit when he faced Mick Foley because of all his different alter egos. You know, Undertaker versus Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell, the toss off the top of the cell. That just
everyone keeps forgetting the best one of them all.
What's that?
The basement match with him in the dungeon with George the Rat.
Yep.
When he was like,
oh man,
Undertaker thinks that I'm not going to be able to win. He believes that I don't have it, George. He doesn't believe I have it. Well, I got something to tell you, George. I got it. The people know I got it. Everybody knows I got it. And I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ. Like, relax. Chill the fuck out. All right. Holy shit. You know. That was Jim Cornette's pet rat.
Yep.
Yeah. That was Jim Cornette's pet rat. which is the fucking craziest part of it all. But I would say Mick Foley and Terry Funk, or Chainsaw Charlie, as he once was called in WWF, was a very good feud. That was a good one. It just really educated us on what hardcore can be and the lengths that these two psychopaths are willing to do to each other on national television for the money that they were making at the time is crazy. So, yeah, Chainsaw Charlie, a.k.a. Terry Funk, and Mick Foley has to be my number. What are we up to? Number 3? We up to 3?
We're on number 4.
We're on number 4. Oh, so I got to pick another one because you guys skipped over me. Yeah, you skipped over me. Hey, I'm up to 3 here. All right, so 4. Lita and Trish Stratus.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the first women to main event Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this was like China was a huge staple, like Stable and Jacqueline, to really show women can wrestle at like a man's level at that time when, you know, women were just being looked at as objects and they were having only like Jello matches with, of course, Jerry Lawler watching,
Puppies, JR,
commentating,
puppies.
and, you know, bra and panty matches and stuff.
Puppies.
But I think that what China and Jacqueline and Stable set in place, that Lita and Trish took and elevated, showed that women can truly, truly wrestle at a very high caliber. And they're not just all the looks and glitz and glam, that they really can do exactly what the men are doing and better. So Trish and Lita are my 4th.
All right. Big baby.
So that would put us on number 5, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got the Hardy Boys versus the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian at WrestleMania 17 in the classic TLC that no one can forget, with Edge's amazing spear up the ladder.
Oh, man.
And
You
they
want to hear a crazy story about that?
Go ahead.
Finish.
I was just going to say bodies were everywhere, and it was one hell of a match.
Absolutely.
That's one match. Bubba Ray Dudley said it. It's one match. All of them argued about because of that one spot. Bubba wanted to wait till closer to the end of the show to close it off. Everybody wanted to do it in the beginning part of the show. And I guess what they agreed upon was beginning-ish middle instead. And Bubba still to this day believes that shit should have been the ender. Because it's the fact of the visual factor of it. Of seeing Jeff hanging and then Edge just going in for the spear. And the impact of that landing, literally everybody in the arena stood up. Like there's crazy scenes, you know, Hell in a Cell Foley, you know, and others that I know I'm forgetting. But that in a TLC match being the first TLC match ever in a pay-per-view was so impactful that it should have closed it in Bubba's eyes. And others thought it should have started the actual show off. And I'm happy they chose the middle because the way that they ended it anyway made that one moment last throughout the rest of the show.
Back.
Yeah.
You know,
your turn.
I know you're not going to approve my final choice.
Now, of course, it's going to be Roman Reigns.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Of course.
It was a good one.
The feud between those two, the in and out matches,
like
they never were like, it was never ran feud just straight through. It was kind of like some matches here, come back, some matches here, some matches here. And somehow Roman Reigns stole Brock Lesnar's manager in all of this. But we can't say that, it hasn't been a great storyline. I mean,
I can.
Could he use to defend his title more? Yes. Absolutely, he needs to be defending that title a bit more to make it more believable. But
I can definitely say it.
But the feud between them two, man, they really lay it all out on the line in the ring. So
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, put it up.
I look at Roman Reigns' career after 2021, maybe 2022, as if someone came to my doorstep with a bag of dog shit and lit it on fire. That's how I look at it. The moment he started taking long ass vacations and making this belt a mockery is when I said, wow, someone left a heaping pile of dog shit at my front door and set it ablaze.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I could 100% say that is not a feud for myself if I was watching wrestling for the first time that I'm going and tuning into. At all. I love you to death, Judas, but
Well, if you were just tuning into wrestling for the first time, you really wouldn't know much about it, so you'd be checking it out regardless.
yeah, unfortunately, you have to suffer the shit. But you're gonna have a lot better time if you go back from like 80s to the 90s to the 2000s to 2015, I'd say.
Yeah,
kind of going downhill a little bit. My last one. I would say there's a bunch to choose from. Shit, I don't know. There's a really good amount to choose from. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Because like, what a part of me wants to be like Eddie and Ray, which was good. Another part of me wants to say Benoit winning the World Heavyweight Championship.
how about
Another part of me wants to say Stable against Jacqueline, which was interesting to watch. One wants to say China being the Intercontinental Champion.
Bray Wyatt when he worked with Bliss, Wrestling Bitch 29 said. That was a good one, working together.
Yeah, that was cool.
My last one was Sting versus the NWO.
How about Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man Randy Savage?
Another good one.
Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
They gave us the greatest promo of all times, the Hard Times promo. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go onto your Peacock account right now after this show. Not right now, but right after the show. Go back to NWA Wrestling and watch it. I'm only 29, and I went back to watch this shit. And it was by far the best feud I've seen in NWA. Because you could also say Flair and Perfect. You could say Macho Man and Hulk. You could say Sting and Piper, which was cool. You could say Piper and Hulk Hogan, which was cool. The ending to the one match that they had in the cage was poor, but otherwise it was good enough. But Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, by far. You got two iconic promos, I think, in that. You got the Hard Times promo, and then you also got the Rolex wearing, limousine riding, jet flying, top tier son of a gun that's having a hard time keeping these gators down type of fucking promo. And honestly, it's and the belt back then was wild to look at, and where the belts have shifted now in this day and age compared to 1970 something is crazy.
And Big Baby, I know where you're going. So first, before you do that,
I was going with the surprise question.
Well, I was going to say, we can't forget to give a shout out. We talked the first 35 minutes about CM Punk. Thank you, Randy, for returning finally. We finally got to see
we totally forgot Randy again. Again, just like last night, we forgot about him.
Overshadowed by CM Punk. Thank you.
Shocking.
Thank you, Randy, for returning. Thank you for putting that RKO back there on our TV. Also, a shout out to our Truth. Otis
potato chip eating.
Otis and Takira Tozawa have been trying to give us comedy skits, but nobody does it like our Truth.
Nobody.
Thank you for coming back. We're glad to see you on the screen again.
So, surprise question of the night: was the NWO the greatest faction of all time?
No. No.
I mean, you have the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
You have Evolution.
Yep.
You have DX.
Nexus.
Okay. You have the Shield. The Wyatt family.
Yep.
You have LWO, the first version, not this version. The one where Eddie was in charge.
Yep.
You have the new generation of Four Horsemen, the Four Horsewomen.
Yep.
NWO, I said. The Outsiders.
Mm.
There were some good factions. I mean, I can't say that NWO was the greatest.
No. I could give you 3 that are better. I can. Evolution is one.
Facts.
Evolution, I would say, is probably one because it not only had legends like Triple H and Ric Flair, but it made Randy Orton and it made Batista into the superstars that they became.
Absolutely.
With the guidance and wrestling knowledge and ability that Flair and Triple H gave to both men in their time in WWE, outproceeds everything that the NWO did. 100%. The Four Horsemen, the Hart Foundation's another one. The Four Horsemen gave you the best caliber of professional wrestling during a time that it started to shift into a newer, upgraded style of professional wrestling in the 80s. And then I would say the third one would be the Four Horsewomen because of what they set out to do and what they accomplished by pushing the women's division forward to a brand new set of eyes, to a brand new generation.
Yeah, the women weren't just sex icons. They could be so much more.
They reiterated that again and gave us 4 amazingly talented women. Becky, Bianca, Charlotte, and Bayley.
No, it was Sasha.
Sorry, Sasha. I always keep thinking Bayley was in the Four Horsemen.
Bayley was.
Bayley was.
Bianca wasn't.
Bianca wasn't. That's who I always fuck up on. Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha.
Yep.
NWO was great. They moved the needle of saying fuck you to authority like DX did. DX was great too with even just Chyna, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. They got better, in my opinion, when they added the Outlaws.
Yep.
Had a whole different faction of a team, but are they the best? No. Not even remotely close to the best. Yeah, there's the Hart Foundation, Evolution, Horsemen, Horsewomen,
Brothers of Destruction.
That was a good tag team.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good tag team. You know, it definitely made the Wyatt family in some aspect with the horror gimmick of it all. It definitely gave Bray something to work off of and create his own cultic family that he made. You know, Shield had 3 amazing, talented guys. The Wyatt family had 3 amazing, talented guys.
The Dudley boys, and I can't think of the little brother's
Spike
name.
Dudley.
Spike.
Poor guy. That poor bastard. He's fucking broken 7 times over Sunday. Like, God.
One of the greatest bump takers in history.
I don't know about that. Oop. I don't know about that. Have you watched Mick Foley?
I'm not saying he's the best.
Mick Foley?
I'm not saying he's the best. I'm saying he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's definitely someone who could take a fucking bump.
One of the greatest ass whooping takers in the world.
Yeah.
But Foley.
Oh, Foley's the greatest bump taker to ever do it.
I just rewatched Survivor Series 98 when they did the tournament for the WWF Championship because it was vacant. And Foley threw himself off of the second to top turnbuckle on the side of the ring and put himself through a wooden announce table. And then took a fucking chair shot before that to the fucking dome. And everyone in that arena heard it.
Thanks.
Yep.
Like, what? His brain is clay. It has to be. But he's so knowledgeable. And that's like, if you listen to his podcast, if you listen to Foley's pod, he is so knowledgeable and knows so much shit still, even after all of those years of wrestling, that it is just amazing. It says Dylan's about to take another 30 minutes. I'm not. I promise I won't. No, it definitely
Foley is
it's shocking.
Podcast.
Yeah, this is a great show, guys.
So we're gonna go ahead and move into our honorable mentions. Judas.
Oh, honorable mention. Going out to Randy Orton tonight. Thank you for returning.
Thank you, Randy.
We appreciate you coming back to the business, and the insinuation with your hands. Fans are all over the world saying that's him saying 10 more years. I got 10 more.
Yeah, he said it.
Yep.
10 more. Yeah,
Right.
so we're glad
God
to
bless
hear.
him.
Yeah, God bless you, Randy. CM Punk, fuck you. You're not getting shit from me tonight. So, all right, Dylan.
My honorable mentions go out to you guys for having me on and always coming up with great topics and awesome podcasts each and every week. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are very hardworking, and I watch all of your stuff. I study it a lot. Like I was telling Ben before, I think you guys have a great podcast that's very exciting and stuff. Great interviews. So shout out goes to you guys tonight.
My shout out goes to Dylan. I study you also. As we were talking earlier, I have a great deal of respect for you that you've helped us evolve in this crazy ride of being a podcaster. It's been a wild ride, man, and you've helped us all the way through. So shout out to you. Shout out to Last Week in Wrestling Podcast. If you don't watch them, go to their YouTube page, go to their TikTok page, go to their Instagram. Add this guy right now. Check out his content. And shout out to my analyst. He is down sick right now. So can't wait for you to return, buddy. This has been another episode of Wrestling Bros. I'm Big Baby Ben.
Judas Black.
And I'm Dylan.
We appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching Wrestling with Bros. Have a good night.